Letitia James, you know her, right? She's the powerhouse Attorney General of New York, the woman who successfully went after Donald Trump in the civil fraud case, demanding those massive fines. She's the one who basically took on his entire real estate empire. So, what's the huge twist? Out of nowhere, a federal grand jury in Virginia has hit Letitia James herself with a criminal indictment. You heard that right, criminal charges. It's not just some simple lawsuit either. These are major felony charges coming from the federal level, not New York. Can you even believe it? The person leading the charge against the powerful is now facing charges herself. So, what's the actual accusation? The whole thing centers on a mortgage fraud case related to a home she bought back in 2020 in Norfolk, Virginia. The feds are alleging she lied to the bank to get better loan terms. How? She signed documents claiming the house would be her secondary residence. That status gets you sweet deals, a much lower interest rate and easier terms than a typical loan. But they claim she quickly rented the house out. That means it was truly an investment property and she should have paid a much higher rate. The indictment claims she illegally gained about $18,933 from this move. The money might seem small, but the charges, bank fraud and making false statements, are serious felonies that carry a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison and $1 million fine. Hold up for a second. Before we dive into the explosive details about the political revenge plot and who was pulling the strings, if you want the full, unfiltered truth, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Let's keep going. Now, this is where it gets crazy. The question everyone is asking is why now? Why did the Department of Justice, which is supposed to be independent, suddenly drop this hammer? Political analysts are saying this is a carefully orchestrated political revenge war aimed squarely at James, Trump's biggest enemy. Can you imagine the backroom deals? Whispers say the initial federal prosecutor handling the James investigation actually resigned or was fired because he felt the case was weak and refused to bring charges. And who took over? A former White House aide, someone with political ties who suddenly stepped in to push the indictment through the grand jury. Critics are screaming that this is clear evidence of political interference, the justice system being weaponized to take out a rival. James predictably didn't back down. She came out firing, flatly denying all the charges and calling them baseless. She delivered the line that's gone viral, "I am not fearful, I am fearless." She insists the whole thing is an extension of the former president's desperate weaponization of our justice system to punish her for doing her job. Top Democrats like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer immediately lined up behind her, calling the indictment an outrageous attack on the rule of law. The bottom line is that this is going to be a historic legal battle. Letitia James is set to appear in federal court on October 24th. The fight won't just be about a mortgage, it will be about whether her legal team can prove this entire prosecution is vindictive and politically motivated. So, what's your take? After hearing all the details, where do you stand? Is this simply justice taking its course, or is this a blatant political hit job? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. And if you want to know what happens when she steps into that courtroom on October 24th, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next update.